my television.
Cool. Let's talk about Pokemon Sword and Shield. It just came out. We all got it surprisingly, so we should give our well. It'd be first impressions for some, but Joe's almost done with the game, so
I
there's
beat
also that.
8 gyms.
Everyone get your progress in there. I'm on my way to the fifth gym.
The I was at the first gym and he was sending out his Pokemon when we started the podcast.
There you go.
Tyler, where are you?
What?
Where are you in Pokemon?
Oh, I'm in between the third gym and the fourth gym.
Today.
So
Yeah, I'm blocked by. I was blocked by a Maractus. I was having a lot of difficulty catching it, but I finally got one.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So a new Pokemon game came out. There's a couple of things worth speaking about. There's the controversies, the fact that I was going to be the only person to even get this game for the longest time, the actual game. So I guess we could start at the controversies. This game had a lot of shit going up to its release.
Yeah,
It was a tumultuous time.
I would say justified in terms of like uproar.
It was justified up until the last week, I think.
You think?
Yes, because so I'm not new to hate bandwagons in the internet, where if the internet decides not to like anything, they will find every potential thing to bring up and put in a giant post, and then most of it won't even be accurate.
Yeah, okay.
Um, aside from that, yeah, Game Freak made some baffling decisions, like they're cutting half the Pokemon. They cut some really weird moves. That was the weirdest one.
Yeah,
EXP share can't be turned off, etc., etc. The game doesn't look as impressive as people were hoping. So it started off rocky. Game's reviewing pretty well though. So when I picked it up, I was pleasantly surprised. Because I was like, maybe I should wait for the third one. At this point, I think I was the only one who was gonna buy it. I was like, maybe I should wait for the third one. But then like the reviews seem to like it. And no matter what, I do challenge runs. I do Nuzlocke runs when I play. So as long as the game isn't super short and easy, I can have fun. And as it turns out, yeah, I'm having a very great, difficult time with my challenge run. So it's worth it for me.
I had to give up on doing a challenge run like last night. I was really upset.
That was after 3 game overs that Joe
Yeah.
went through. But I'm glad that you did it because you wouldn't have cared about Ocean Man and Roller Coaster as much as you did.
Roller coaster, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not having a challenge run because oh, man, we could talk about catch rates, which what I'm doing. Where
Yeah, that's
I'm
the other thing that's been fucking driving me insane. But yeah,
it's understandable balance, but oh my god, is it the most frustrating thing on the planet? And I think it's in tandem with the fact that you can't turn your EXP share off, and you get experience for catching Pokemon, which is nice. But all of these three things combined together, where I think the theory is right now, your average team level needs to be higher than the Pokemon you're trying to.
I found that when I switch out to a higher level Pokemon in the front, it gets better.
Yeah, no, I've noticed that like it's really trivial. It's like any other game up until I'm like lower level than what I'm fighting, and then it's so difficult.
If you are one level lower than the Pokemon you were trying to catch, you were trying to catch like Gen 1 Mewtwo with Pokeballs.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that bad, but it's a lot
no,
lower.
it's pretty bad.
It is bad.
Like I've lost Pokemon because I've just been sitting here trying to catch.
Oh
something.
yeah. Oh, don't talk to me about Galarian Stunfisk and how I killed 4 of my Pokemon.
Like if you're doing a Nuzlocke run, the hardest part of it is not the battles or anything. It is catching new Pokemon.
Yeah,
It has
It's
to be.
intense.
because, but that's beside the point. That's us just bitching about Nuzlocke runs and everything. So, but playing this game because I wasn't gonna get it, and then Tyler got it, and I was like, I might as well get it. So I did. So we could round out our triangle trio here because I got the grass type, Tyler got the fire type, and Willie got the water type.
Yes.
And so I've played Pokemon since Pokemon Yellow.
Wait, what? Really?
I have played Pokemon since Pokemon Yellow.
Oh, I thought he said he hasn't.
No, we know this not to be true.
I have Pokemon Yellow.
No,
Like-
what? Just go on, Joe.
Continue.
Okay. Anyway, so like I've played the game basically since its first generation, and like I've played every iteration of it except for Silver and Gold because I just
Oh, you missed
Oh,
out.
you just missed the best ones.
yeah, just because like I had my one Pokemon game, my parents didn't understand like the different versions for a new game,
Oh.
so like, but the reason he's saying is that I've basically played every single fucking Pokemon generations. Don't at me, so like. But I've always was never a person that was like, I'm going to transfer my Pokemon to the next game. But I always like seeing Pokemon I had seen before, again, kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the reason why I like the transfer thing wasn't that big of a deal for me, I felt was because like I just never had friends at school to play.
Retweet.
Yeah.
See,
Um,
like I did have
but-
that experience, where I did want to transfer him over.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of friends at school, and it's like while we're playing Pokemon together, we're battling with each other, and it's like, yo, like this new game is great. Look at all these new Pokemon. But if it's like Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out at that time, so it's like you got to move everybody over to get the new engine going with your new old Pokemon, and it's like you can't get Blaziken in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which I think you actually could, but like you get the point,
Yeah. But like what I'm trying to say is like I'm kind of in that minority where I never transferred my Pokemon over. Kind of
I don't know if it's a minority.
It's
It's a non-vocal majority, maybe.
maybe I don't know,
I-
but I've always played the games as standalone games,
Me too. Yeah.
but I've always acknowledged why someone sees the appeal of having that Blastoise from Yellow or from Green and Blue and Red and transferring it all the way up to the current generation.
Even though it had terrible IVs,
Yeah,
which can now be fixed if we could have made it.
yeah.
My issue is as a service, Pokemon Home / Bank exists, which is something you pay for,
Yeah, it's sketchy. Pokemon Bank is sketchy.
and now you can't transfer what the service you're paying for. You can't utilize the service you're paying for, which I think is like a very valid complaint.
Yeah.
I agree. It makes that whole service like unreasonable. But like as picking this up and doing what I usually do, which is just play it alone, just get what I can get and level up my Pokemon where I want to level them up to. I've been having a good time.
I'm having a great time. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
it's-
I
it's
think
so-
this game has better pacing than Sun and Moon.
Oh my god, I didn't complete Sun or Moon. I will say that. I did not finish that game because it got to the point where I think they first introduced Ultra Beast and you're going through this like whole like research laboratory and there's like a cutscene every 5 steps you take. I'm just like, let me play my fucking game, please.
Here's the
Like-
thing that might be. I'm probably the only one here who would say this. I think Sun and Moon has like the most interesting story in Pokemon, but there's also too much of it. So you
Yeah,
get this
yeah.
scenario where it's like I don't want to skip through it, but there's so much of it that not skipping through it is hurting my feeling. With this game, there's a good balance to where I feel like I could speed through some of the dialogue because like it's clearly not plot relevant, and like I like the characters. They're cute. They're fun.
Yeah.
Non-entity beings are not like warping through dimensions in order to like fight the man-made Pokemon that doesn't have a type.
Yeah, not Pokemon aren't zipping around everywhere.
Yeah, it's not that serious to where you can just kind of breeze through. It's like, oh, there's a dog, there's 2 dogs, and they relate to some ancient the history like thing, and yeah, just go have fun.
yeah.
I do like I've been noticing that as I do go through, I do like enjoy a simple Pokemon story.
It's for the best, I think.
I think yeah, but like even so, there are characters in this game that like are enjoyable and are
Yeah.
different, and they're
I-
not
I like the characters they went with this time. They're fun.
Yeah. And like the gym, like the gyms that you fight have really interesting characters. Your Team Rocket clone is, I feel, much different than your other kind of because they're not the bad guys. They're
I
just,
do dislike that.
oh, I like it because they're just a bunch of fucking
I,
fools.
Look,
I fucking hate Team Yell.
I love Team Skull so much, and this just feels like Team Skull diet. But you know what? As long as we can all stand Marnie together, I think we'll get along.
I'm fine with
That's
Marnie.
That's yeah. I'm so far now. I've conquered the Team Yell headquarters.
Jesus.
I didn't even know there was a headquarters.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine them having a headquarters. That's how like nondescript they are.
Well,
It's just some guy's bedroom that's like just trashed.
But it's got a bunch of Marnie posters.
headquarters is the term I've dubbed it because otherwise it'd be spoilers.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll just leave it.
Yeah, but like I've essentially quelled Team Yell. From what I believe, but like the relationship between Team Yell and Marnie is even great in itself, and I love it. Um, but like, but yeah, like if from the beginning, Pokemon never transferred, you never like had Pokemon from Yellow go to Pokemon Silver and Gold, and like it just was like what they're doing now, which is like some Pokemon may be in the new game, some might not, and there's new Pokemon. I think people would look at this game and be like, man, this game's fucking great.
Yeah, I could see why it got like some of the reviewers are people that didn't play every gen, so I could see why jumping into this one you'd be like, wow, this is really fun, and it took the best parts of Let's Go, which is Pokemon in the Wild and the Box Anywhere system. Yeah. Even the EXP share, if you rotate your team around or like you lower your team, it ended up not being a problem, which I was really afraid of that one.
I have to have two, like I have like maybe maybe 15 to 18 Pokemon right now that I am just alternating between like at all times, because I'm trying to catch actually as much as I can when I go through the wilds, but because I get experience for it, like I have to have 2 or 3 false swipe Pokemon ready to go at any given moment.
Unfortunately, you have to work around. But at the end of the day, right, this is a game for children, so as long as the tools are there for me to make my own fun, that's always been my thing with it. Like, for example, the reason why I do challenge runs is I could not feasibly make a Pokemon team. I haven't been able to since I did my first Nuzlocke. Since Platinum, I can't go out and pick 6 out of 400 because I like them all too much.
Yeah.
So I just want randos that I can grow attached to. So that's kind of why I do it.
I really enjoyed during this Nuzlocke run, or like I guess 3/4 Nuzlocke run. I got some weird Pokemon that I probably never would have like thought about using or whatever, and like I was just like I would never have got another fucking Gyarados to use them, but I had to because it was the first one I ran into at one point, and I was like, oh man, I'm very happy this guy's on my team.
Ocean Man.
All
that to say, like, yeah, the tools are there for me to make my fun, but I also understand why some people wouldn't like it.
Yeah, there's a variety of tools for everybody to have some fun. Like here's my thing. Me and Bradley are like sitting here and we're like, dude, I can't wait to get to the next town and spend all my money on clothes.
Bradley, you should speak because you've been so quiet and you were like the most vocal against it, so I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, and so like I was already like very hostile towards this game, and I kind of even doubled down on it whenever people finally got copies and I was able to watch people play the game, because like, you know, yeah, like I watched someone play the first 9 hours of the game, and the first 4 gyms, they, even without doing much training, they one-shotted like every Pokemon in these first 4 gyms. And so I was like, oh, well, fuck this. But, you know, because of you guys doing like, you know, your challenge runs, I was like, well, that could make the game very fun for me. And so far it has. I think that's like a really good device. You can kind of choose the way you play, but also like, guys, I really love, like, I will buy games just to play dress up in the game. That is why
that's why we got you to play League. You saw
that's that's why I bought both of the Splatoon games. That's mostly why I play League, is because I like the skins in it.
And for our more adult fans, there is a Pokemon that vores a Pikachu.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not that sexy.
Boring is not sexy.
I mean, for the adult fans, yeah, the dress up in this game is super good. It's impossible to make a character that's not cute. Like, it's impossible.
Like, I've just been having so much fucking fun with the character customization.
In fact, I'm thinking about, like, after we're done with the podcast, I'm gonna try out a new outfit for the next like leg of my journey.
What I did beforehand was like, I want to see what I can do to my trainer card, and I unlocked because as you unlock badges, you unlock new outfits, new trainer card poses, and
Shit.
like, new emoticons too for your and training ground. But you unlock a lot of like cosmetic stuff for your trainer, and like honestly, it's just like I like this loop of like I just want to get stuff for my trainer. Like I wish there was more to unlock for it and customize around
Are
that.
we gonna do rock paper scissors to determine whose trainer card goes in the thumbnail?
Oh, I like that. Okay,
Oh.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll do a
So-
trainer battle.
So
I win.
Or I can actually edit a thumbnail for once in my goddamn life instead of my
Ooh.
laziness.
we
And
could
then,
probably fit all 4 of us in there.
yeah, if one of y'all wants to be a brave boy and not have me do it. I want to talk about some of the unique features to this game.
Oh please. 'Cause I
The
wanna-
the wild area is very interesting. I like going back to it periodically. It's not like the amazing open world we've been wanting, but I think it's a step in the right direction.
It definitely is.
It has
I
major frame rate issues though.
Oh
The wa-
fuck.
The wild area is awful in my opinion.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
I think in terms of layout and like Pokemon like available and like every time you go into it it's nice. I think visually it is just abysmal.
I hate the wild area. It feels whenever I am about to have to cross the wild area and I just see this big flat emptiness, I'm just like, oh, well, this is gonna take a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like the concept of the wild area. I understand your points. The biggest thing for me is there's there are constantly like different kind of weather patterns have going on in the wild area, which doesn't make any fucking sense. Because in one section of the wild area you have constant snow, in one section you have a sandstorm, in one section it's raining all the time, and another section is bright and sunny. And the problem with these
It's a
weather-
Pokemon game.
Okay, but like, I'm not on top of the mountain. I'm in a valley. The other thing is too is that like a lot of times when these weather conditions are going on, your vision becomes extremely reduced, which makes it very hard to see where you're going, and it becomes really hassle. Becomes a really big hassle when you come into the wild area and like, all right, I want to go do some raids, and you can't see anything because you're in the middle of a fucking snowstorm.
At least you can see the beam at any time for the raids.
I not in this snowstorm. I can't.
I could see them from very far. Sometimes there's just not a raid around. So all that to say, I really like the concept and part of the execution, but technically speaking, it's so not ready. And yeah, the layout is like not very impressive at all. That being said, the routes and the interiors I think look very nice. They're definitely a upgrade from the 3DS graphics. But
They look great. I think whenever he said, "Oh, we're cutting the Pokemon in half so we can work on the models," I think he needed to finish his sentence maybe and say, "Not the Pokemon models,"
yeah.
because
Well, he
there
said animations, and there are some very interesting animations here and
there's
there.
a lot of animations for the actual like moves
Yeah.
that are nice.
The moves that are like very much unique to certain Pokemon.
Yeah.
The animations are good. Like,
But
for
it's
example-
mostly stuff like when you're camping with your Pokemon, there's some cute animations, or the gym leaders have very custom like ways of throwing their balls and stuff like that.
Which
All-
I'm mad we can't customize.
All this to say also that let's be real, that all these like there's a lot of good, but all the bad is because of them just trying to fit into their schedule and not they just refuse to delay the game.
Yeah.
I
Which
would
is a
like to
bummer.
I would like to say I was on this train about animations before we knew anything. And in retrospect, I should have been on this side where I think now, which is who gives a fuck about what Tail Whip looks like?
But Tyler, I want every Pokemon to have a unique tail whip.
Yeah.
Is that too much to ask? I mean, actually, for Game Freak, they could just go fucking balls out. Like, they'll still make a smaller profit, but they could do it. But also, like, they'd have to cut it even. Like, they'd have to legitimately cut it.
I mean, a lot of people like have been pointing out like on the models like where things are tagged and like noted as like tails, ears, and everything. And like, there's one YouTuber who went in like a full detail and was like, maybe it could be done this way. And I was like, oh, that's valid. He's not there part of the process, but he raised some interesting points.
on the bright side, this sold a little less than Sun and Moon relative to the system, so maybe the director can get fired.
We would never hope
Okay.
this.
So
I mean, that's a terrible thing to hope, but also like it would be really healthy for the series.
there's another thing I want to talk about, and it's part of the wild area, and it's the raids, Dynamax raids.
I like the raids. They're
I fucking hate Dynamax.
I know we know you do, Tyler.
I like kaiju Pokemon. The fact that I fought a giant Eldegoss like immediately off the gate, I was like, yeah, that's neat.
I have my little bacon strip fighting that goddamn Eldegoss.
Are y'all still there?
Yes,
Yes.
Joe.
Okay, my computer went black. So you can get into raids from the wild area. They're like these beams in the sky, and you walk up into these little holes in the ground, and then you and 3 other friends jumping down and fight this giant Pokemon, this weird alternate universe with a sandstorm going. It's fucking strange. It doesn't make any sense. But it's a cool like little activity you and your 3 friends can do. Like I enjoy just like we were doing it last night, where we were just like posting raids and we would jump into other people's raids.
I mean,
like,
most importantly, functionally, the rewards are so good. This is like the best way to grind ever.
Yeah, like traditional grinding is now pointless in this game because of the raids.
Yeah.
Because I literally took a level 20 Pokemon today and I fed it like 10 candies I got from a raid and leveled all the way up to 50.
It is nice.
It's so good because I don't have to do this whole thing of like, all right, now I have to go to this route and then this route. And then this route's going to be a bitch because this route has all Pokemon that are super effective against this Pokemon, or I'm not effective against it, but it's the only place with the proper levels, and the Battle Tower doesn't give me any experience points. So, having an alternate to grinding like that is probably one of the best moves Game Freak made in this game, because I've gotten to the point now where I've unlocked level 4 and level 5 raids, and you cannot do them alone because your teammates are
That's
so
cool.
goddamn stupid.
I was gonna say it's cool doing the early raids alone because there's a having the dumb teammates helps it like balance it out to be goofy and fun. But I also do like how even some of the 3-star raids, it's like, oh, if we made a wrong move here, enough turns could have passed to where we would lose, or something like that. So I mean, I imagine though at super late game you'll be able to steamroll every raid, but I want them to keep this system going for future games. And maybe release like super hard post game content.
It might not be Dynamax Pokemon, but some sort of like 4-player content that's like that because it's fun.
They had Totem Pokemons, and it was just like a slightly bigger with like partners around it. They should keep doing that.
And but yeah, I've really enjoyed them. Like I like doing them. I like jumping in and doing them with friends and being like, oh hey, like me and Willer ran into a Pokemon we'd never seen before, and we freaked out at the same time. It was great
because like you see a thing, and then its animation is splitting up into 5 little versions of itself doing a phalanx position, and then it splits back up into like a centipede. It looked very cool.
It was just like, what the fuck? And now it's one of my favorite Pokemons.
I have a big beef with gyms in this game.
I love the gyms in this game.
The gyms are neat. However, at every gym there is a shop.
Oh,
for gym uniform.
This is bullshit. I agree.
And you cannot change your gym uniform ever. Like you can wear the uniform outside of the gym, but it's like you can't be the bug trainer going into the grass gym.
It is a bummer.
Like I'm just wondering why that decision was made. Like,
are we stupid? Like maybe there is a way.
No, I hope
wish.
I'm stupid and there is a way, but I haven't found one yet. Like I even went back to the city, changed into like the entire bug uniform, and then went back to the gym, and they were like, first you have to change in your uniform. I'm like, bitch, are you blind?
That being so, we haven't talked about the actual best part of this game yet, which is the Pokemon. I really like a big chunk of the new Pokemon. They made some really ambitious ones. They made some ugly ones, but they're also kind of neat.
I got a Pokemon that's just a big fat apple pie, and it's very confusing.
This generation has, like, for the longest time, Gen 1 through 7, the generation that had the highest density of Pokemon I thought were awesome was Gen 2. I like pretty much all of them. This generation, I don't think there's a Pokemon I dislike in this generation, and in fact, like I think now my top 5 Pokemon of all time includes like plural Pokemon from this generation.
Yeah, we could talk about Alchemy a little bit, but we won't.
God, I love her.
There we go.
Which has 63 forms.
That's cool.
Yes.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
That elephant thing is really ugly. I'm just gonna say it. It's the worst Pokemon I've seen so far in this gen. But the evolution's pretty neat. Also, the Shield legendary is hideous, so I had to go with Sword.
Both legendaries are hideous.
I have grown to really like the Sword legendary. He's cool.
I'm biased in that. Like, I haven't liked a legendary since Gen 4.
Who could not like Lunata? Whatever.
I don't like most legendaries.
Yeah, I'm on the Bradley train on that. I don't
Yeah,
like
no,
most
Bradley
legendaries.
and Tyler are actually legendary hipsters.
Yep.
Yes.
If you use legendaries in battles, you're an uber elite.
Yo, baby.
It's me, your favorite worm characters, Uber Elite.
I mean, like I said before, as someone that just plays a game by game, this game is fun. It's great. It's kind of what I want in a Pokemon game. It's a Pokemon game. It's got some extra stuff in it. As someone that keeps the Pokemon since the dawn of time, since they started out in the Hoenn region or the Kanto region or Johto region or whatever, I can understand why you're upset, and I think you're justified to feel that way because
Yeah, definitely.
you were promised a service of being able to keep your Pokemon, and now you're kind of being told that you're not going to be able to use your Pokemon
In this title.
Yes, in this title, maybe in the future, maybe not in the near future, but like
Yeah, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But hey,
I think
lower
the wild
sales.
area,
Fingers crossed.
the wild area is interesting in an attempt, but definitely not ready for Switch.
Maybe like if they like, because I will say XY to Sun and Moon was a big technological leap in my opinion, and they were really ballsy with Sun and Moon in certain ways. I feel like I want them to implement a lot of routes to be like the wild area next game, to where you're moving through a lot of open spaces like this. Maybe if they get the technology right.
I would like it to where like, because right now the way the wild area is situated is that it's only a space between two different like major areas, like major cities.
Well, there's that part to the side, but that's about it as well.
But that's what I'm saying is like it only connects two major spots, right?
3.
Yeah,
it's
Technically
3.
the first part, but like
yeah.
it doesn't seem like justified in its size. Like it'd be interesting if you had to go through it like every other time you had to go to a new location or like something like it's something you have to cross.
Yeah.
Like it only shows up twice, and it really doesn't feel.
And of course, I want it populated like say a Breath of the Wild woods kind of thing. You know.
You know what I would have liked? I would have liked if it was like Dark Souls, where you could see like a cliff ridge, but you can't get up there yet until you unlock some Pokemon that can move it, and then you can move it and it unlocks a shortcut that you can go up and down.
And maybe at any given time you can take like 2 or 3 potential gyms and you get to choose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a Metroidvania mixed with open world kind of thing would be cool.
HM slaves could definitely be a thing in this generation.
No, wait, no slaves.
So that's a bad word.
No, I think the fact that you get fly in the first 30 minutes of the game is one of the coolest things they've ever done.
That it's quality.
Yeah, there's a lot of quality of life improvements in this game, for sure.
Why does my starter evolve at level 35 instead of 36? I don't know.
I mean, Crocodile evolves at 38, so just be glad, all right?
Yeah, it is weird.
Meganium evolves at 30. Who does she think she is?
Yeah, why do they do this sometimes?
I don't know. Also, I'm looking forward to getting in online. This seems to be the best game to do that. I'll probably actually breed some fuckers.
I wish that I could see my friends in the wild area.
You can. But you can't be guaranteed that I think it's your friend.
Yeah, like, you're gonna have to go instancing around and, like, trying to, like, go back and forth and get together at the same time.
Okay, so here's the other thing about the wild area that's a big complaint. a person being in your wild area means absolutely fucking nothing. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
No, you can go to their camps.
you can, but I mean,
Yeah.
you can
But
go to
it's
their
not-
camps.
it's not
that's
much.
The thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
Uh,
even then, you don't need the characters actually like moving around in that area. You just have to have the camp set up, like spawn a camp in that spot, like in Death Stranding, where like
Well, now you're comparing like a really good game
Whoa!
against.
Sorry, I ran into a Leafeon.
Whoa! Why?
Um,
Why the? You're playing Pokemon while we're talking about it in the podcast.
We look at One Piece while we like talk about One Piece.
You know what? That's a good comeback.
Yeah, I'm just making sure I'm covering everything that I see.
No, I think we're good on Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, as a game, I give it a 7 out of 10. It loses points because of just being bad at what it's supposed to be, which is gotta catch them all.
But I'm having
Yeah.
like a 4 amount of fun. 4 out of 5 amount of fun.
I give it a 3.5 out of 5.
I haven't got to do. I haven't beat it yet, so like right now, it's a 7 out of 10 for me. But I expect it to go down once I beat the game. And from rumor, I've heard there's nothing to do.
Yeah,
So.
I could see that. I hope they add stuff in the third one, which
I hope they
always
do like
unfortunate.
cool like. So a big leak was like that second Pokedex thing, Willer, that you saw.
Yeah, that's probably not true. In my
Yeah,
in my
I'm
mind.
hoping that list is actually a list of like event Pokemon that you have to do raid battles against.
I want them to be hard then, like really hard.
Yeah.
I want them
But-
to have gimmicks out the ass. That's what I
It's
want.
not gonna happen because this game is for babies.
All right, yeah. This